Alright, do one more video. Eventually I gotta do like a introduction thing or something really cool. But for now, let's work on this. What I'm gonna show you today is how to solve this. There's another video. I'm just gonna show you how it's solved. Actually, I'm not gonna show you how to solve it. I mean, be a whole different tutorial. But then I considered showing you how to solve this. Just show you how it's solved actually. But it probably later. Now there's also this thing. You know what? Funny thing, people look at this and they will tell me, "Oh, I could solve that," because they think it's easier. It's actually harder than this one. See, with the regular cube, the centers are fixed. So if you got white, there's always yellow back here. Green, there's always blue back here. No such a thing with this one. You have to know the position of the colors in order to solve it. So once it's mixed, you mix this one, and it doesn't matter because red is always opposite of orange. This one, once you mix it up, what goes opposite of green, unless you know that it's blue, then you're pretty much screwed. And you can't even solve it by accident. So this one is actually more about algorithms. You have to know the algorithms to solve this one. It's just, there's no way around it. You do one color, you do the other one, and then you finish the solve. It's harder than it looks. There's a reason I bring it out, by the way, because that is pretty much the same as this thing, this 4-layer one. Same concept, basically. And again, I'm just going to show you how it is solved and how it is done, how the 4x4 is solved. All right, because it looks a little bit harder than everything. Like I'm telling you, again, it's kind of the same concept of this one. Here's the thing with this one, though. If you don't know how to solve this one, then you can't solve this one. And another thing about it is that you have to know the positions of the colors. So in other words, if you don't know that, where the colors are at, and I'm talking about, this one is a little bit more intense to where you actually have to know exactly where each color is placed. Actually, you have to know the position of the colors versus one another. See, because I'm solving this for a reason, I promise you. See, you have to know, like for instance, if blue is here, the way I see it is blue here, green here, red, white to the right, yellow on the left, and orange in the back. That's basically, you have to either know it or have a cube, a regular cube, next to this one in order to know how to position the cube colors. There's no taking off stickers. We don't do that sort of thing. So anyway, that's why, like I'm telling you, you have to know how to solve this one, and you have to know exactly where each color goes in order to solve that cube. And again, there's no centers, so there's nothing to give you hints. So the way it's done, you actually begin by filling in the centers. See, I actually always go with white to begin with. And again, this has to do with knowing where the colors are at. And I know that yellow is opposite of white. So what I do, I separate it by one layer over on this one. And then all the way down here, just now they're separate from one another. White on the right, yellow on the left. Now I also want orange because it's gonna go in the back. So I want to get rid of that and not mind it anymore. And there it is. And now the next color that I fill in for the center is blue. Blue, and I bring it down here. I got one more piece to fill in, which is way down here. And now I've got 3 centers. Oh, actually, I'm sorry, 4 centers, right? I got white on the right, yellow on the left, blue under, and orange in the back. The ones that I'm going to ignore for now are the green and red. This is a Hoya method. There's many other methods, and most people actually use another one. I don't know why the hell I can't remember the name right now, but it's another method. So anyway, thing is, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use these two centers to fill in this part of the cube. So actually, first of all, I place the ones that are already easy to place, like this one. See, there's a couple of pieces of it. And then what I'm gonna do is start filling in these parts, these, to fill in the last part of the layer. Oops, that was so wrong. See, to where I'm gonna be matching the centers. That's what I wanna do. So then there's more, there's another one, white. And again, I'm using this layer in whichever way I want to fill in another center. See, I got two. And then now I need the orange. Orange has this one. See, I got this one right there where I can just put it in. And now I need another orange, and it's right here, right where I need it, in front of the green and red. And then bring it all the way to the front, pick it up. And now I got three completed sides. And I mean completed completed edges to where the centers match. Now, this actually helped out because look, it's really easy for me to complete two centers with one swift move. Now what I need to do is finish this last part of it, because I got these three to where I need them. Now I need this. So what I do is actually just a quick move, throw it over to where I can just use it, roll it, and I've got a whole cross. If you go to the tutorial where I teach you how to solve the regular cube, you will notice it's the very same concept. I start with a cross, and then I fill in the corners and edges, etc. Well, in this case, in this cube, you actually fill in, you make pairs. See, this one's already done, so that one I don't have to mind anymore. I could just push it back, and what we're trying to do is match this one to what will be its pair. See, I pulled it one back, and now I'm going one back. See, I'm putting in front of it the piece that when I put it back, when I get this back, all these three are done. So now the other piece, now this one, see, I want this piece to match with this one. So what I'm gonna do when I pull back, now it's matched, and then when I put it back, see that there's another one done. Now I want this one to match with this one. The two pieces I'm gonna pair them up. So I go back, and then the same thing. I think I kind of messed up a little bit. I was supposed to have fixed something there, but yeah. See, in this case, they're opposites of one another. See, like this one is right, and this one is right. So that gets a little messy to where you have to get into algorithms to match these, and you do both at the same time. But anyway, that pretty much completed what I was gonna do almost. I got another pair of opposites. See, right there. This pair's here, and there's pairs here. There's no way to get around it but an algorithm. And again, this is for my Facebook friends that do not speed cube. You don't care about that stuff. So I'm just teaching you, just showing you how it's done. So anyway, got all the pairs. See that? Every single pair around is done. Everywhere. You got all kinds of pairs. And this ones we did not disturb. We still have this blue color cross done. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill in the corners. So what I do, this is pretty much the same concept as the 3-layer cube. See this? That corners. So in other words, what I'm doing here is, like, for instance, this here. See, I hide this corner and pair it with this one. And notice as I'm doing all this, I'm not disturbing any of what I've already done because I use the open corners. Then again, go to my tutorial on how to solve the regular Rubik's Cube, and you'll understand about not disturbing corners and disturbing what you've already done. See this? I'm going to pair them up, put it in the back. Yeah, don't joke about that. And pretty much we're almost done. down to the last layer. This one is where again it gets messy because it's called the parity. There is no way to get around it. You have to do an algorithm to get this to flip. And this is not like the 3-piece cube. This thing is not gonna turn unless you break it. So the only other solution is an algorithm. And I have to concentrate for this. And I got it right. Thank God. Because if you mess up on that algorithm, you are screwed. You have to start all over again. I mean, it just creates all sorts of problems. Now, anyway, so what I've got here is just, it's an almost completed solve. But again, this is kind of like the 3-piece cube. You can actually, if you know the beginner's method that I show, you can actually use it to finish this top layer. But the only thing is the parity. The parity, you have to learn that extra algorithm. And there's all kinds of spreadsheets for that. Anyway, so I'm completing the last layer and I finished. That's kind of a lucky skip, by the way. I mean, I still usually I end up with some other parity where pieces are switched here and here, but basically that's the gist of how a 4x4 cube is solved. Hope you enjoyed it.